Hi student, you are welcome in this session. My name is Sandeep and I am an educator. As I earlier told you in our previous session that I will tell you few tips of spoken English language without grammar. So this session is really helpful for you my dear student. So without wasting our time, let us start this session. My dear student, have you ever think how we learned our native language or any other language? Yes, your answer will be yes. Sir, we have learned it from our local environment. So the same strategy will be followed for English language because this language is not our mother tongue. It is an international language. Let me give you an example. When a baby is born, he learns only that language which is spoken around him. Have you ever think, my dear student, how he learned this language? That is spoken around him? The answer is by listening power. You know, my dear student, there are four pillars of any important language. These four pillars are reading, writing, speaking, and listening. We call them LSRW in short. Although four pillars are very important in English language, but in initial stage we can focus on listening and speaking. As we progress forward, we can go for other parameters like reading and writing. Because without reading and writing, we can't make our English fluent. So we have to work equally in these four parameters. But the question is how? So my dear student, I will tell you the same technique that I already told you in my session. Taking the example of a baby, how he learns his mother tongue without going any school. By using the same technique, we can learn any language, whether it could be Punjabi, English, Marathi, or any other language. So first of all, what we need to do, so my dear student, we need to listen all content in simple language. We should not listen the content in tough language. In a starting phase, we should learn only simple content. But now the question is, from where we can get this simple content? We can find out of simple content on internet. We can download moral stories for children. We can download cartoons for children, because the language which is used in these episodes are very simple. So in our initial stage, we have to train our mind for listening, because when we listen, we repeat the same thing. As I earlier told you in our baby example, my dear student. And now, my dear student, could you tell me one question? Where have you learned your Hindi language or any other language? When you were very small, then how did you learn this language? The answer is simple. What is the answer? The answer is simple: from listening power. So my dear student, we have to train our mind in such way so the words come naturally to our mind. So if we have learned Hindi or any other language by only listening power, then why can't we learn English language by listening in our initial stage? As we go forward, we can go for other pillars like reading and writing. Say for example, if parents are talking to each other, husband is saying to his wife, "How are you, dear?" Then wife says, "I am fine." Then he asks to his wife, "What would you like to have, tea or coffee?" Then her wife replies, "I would like to have a cup of coffee." This whole conversation is listening by his child. His child is listening the entire conversation with his ears. And usually he listens this type of conversation on a daily basis. So my dear student, could you please tell me when this small baby listens these conversation on daily basis, can't he speak English naturally when he grows up? The answer is yes. He can speak because he learns this language from English to Hindi, not Hindi to English. So my dear student, we have to adopt the same strategy, and I can give you the guarantee after 1 or 2 years later, you will be able to speak fluent English. Why I'm saying 1 or 2 years? It depends on individual's hard work. This is a continuous process, because practice makes a man perfect. The more you will practice, the more you will become fluent in this particular area. So in this session, we have learned few tips which will be very helpful while speaking English. So in our next session, we will learn how we'll use these tips in order to speak English language fluently. Till then, my dear student, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and give your valuable comments. Thank you very much.